We are ready. I've hit go live. We're now online. So, as is always the case, as like yesterday with Kerry, chitter chatter, rhubarb, small talk, while it says it's setting up the meeting. And of course, people start to wait to get the notifications. It doesn't come through until the red line hits the end. It's like a loading. Oh, it's a bit slow today. Oh, it's in. It's gone in. There you go. That's fantastic. And away we go. Notifications coming in. There you go. We're online now. Interesting. I'm just checking on YouTube because I want to see the comments, and I also want to see what side I'm on. So yeah, obviously I've changed my seating arrangement, and I'm on the left as you look at the screen, and you are on the right. So good afternoon, Dr. David Irwin. Hello there.
Good afternoon, Mr. Norman.
How are you doing?
I'm really good, thank you. It's a lovely day, and I've had a good morning, and I'm all set to chat all things parkrun and other things as well today.
One of your most favourite subjects, is that fair to say?
I would say if you talk to any of my patients, they would say definitely yes.
Okay, so of course, Dr. David Irwin, you're not a fake doctor like Nicola Forward, you're like a proper GP doctor. So therefore, that means in your surgery, you'll be advising and promoting parkrun. So how many people, what percentage proportion would you say that you advise people to go to parkrun? Is it 99% or 100%?
Should we just say almost everyone I talk to, I eventually get round to talking about exercise, for physical exercise, mental exercise, doesn't matter. And I often just happen to drop in the word parkrun somewhere in the conversation just to see if anything happens.
Yeah, drop in. There we go. These little things, marks, brackets. Yeah, drop in. Okay. So, of course, I need to say where you are. You are up in the county of
Cambridgeshire.
Yes. See.
Are you listening, Kerry?
So now, so you obviously watched yesterday with Kerry French. So there you are up in Cambridgeshire. You watched Kerry's interview with me yesterday. And then you have already prepared. You've become well prepared, because I would introduce you and go, right, with me now, Dr. David Irwin. Athlete ID. I can't
109 192.
Can't trick you, can't catch you out, because of course we're both well prepared. Look, we are ripping all the merch today. And oh, he's gone. Please tell me there. What happened there?
My battery.
Is your battery okay?
Hang on.
So your phone's not charged. What percent?
Hang on, let me just charge up the phone. Carry on talking, as you know best.
That's fine, I can do that best. Yeah, I have the gift of the gab. So whilst you're sorting out your battery pack, it took us 5 to 6 minutes to get him into the Zoom chat. Normally I connect to people about 12:45, and David, I can see typing away in the Facebook Messenger going, I'm trying to get in, I need the password. I think there is no password, there's no user number. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is getting a bit tight for time. And it got to 12:50, 12:51. It's like, where is he? Come on. And then eventually he came in. So yeah, technologically.
Hey, we're done. We're ready. We're charged up on battery.
Biologically sound. Technologically, maybe a little bit if. So, right, lighting wise. And before we talk about other things, you also want to point out, yeah, of course, I've shifted and changed. I've changed my position. Now I'm sat at a very awkward angle at the desk. So it provides better lighting, because of course the light is shining on my face. It doesn't give me the shade. So I thought this is best thing to do to kind of mix it up, switch it up, and for the fans of Dolly, they can just see their little white splodge just chilling and snoozing in the chair over there. And it's nice to have it with me now logo, the selfie frame just there too. So yeah, so you caught us out with the athlete ID number. Your batteries are all okay. Repping the merch now, of course, regarding lighting and the way that we're sitting. Oh, come on, do it with me. Let's lose the vanity. Or is he gone? Oh, he's disappeared. That's okay, merch ahoy. It's like
too hot for that.
It's far too hot for that at the moment. But if we need to cool off, look, where's it gone? Where's your hair? But I say we can just waft. But
yeah, waft.
We're not as ridiculously attractive without the cap on, are we? No? No. Okay. Right.
You tell me, you're the ridiculously attractive one.
Anybody who wears the With Me Now cap is ridiculously attractive too. Fact, hard facts. So let's have a quick look at the comments. So the comments are coming in. People are watching, making sure that we're live for a start, and making sure that people are watching. But
can I suggest something?
Yeah, sure.
I have a word of the day for people to look up.
As in, like a educational, edutainment side of things?
Yes, absolutely. I want people to look up what the meaning of this word is, because I don't suppose you will know what it is.
Okay,
Parkrunophobia.
Pardon, parkrun phobia.
Pognophobia. P-O-G-O-N-O phobia.
A fear of pogs, those small plastic toys that were a craze in the late 90s. Is that right?
There you are. Let's get people looking it up and see what it means.
Pognophobia. So therefore, oh, I see. So you're adding to the content. You're basically content.
Absolutely.
Interesting. So pognophobia. So you basically want to see if anyone's getting it in the comments. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Who's here? Who's watching us today? Emma Shaw, Rachel Bentley, Karen Spatman, Callum Barrow, and all the regulars. Bev is watching too. Lee Rotondo. Hello from Oz. Hello, Lee. And Danny has changed places. We can see the ridiculously attractive face now. Yes, you can. Jane Cuskin, Emily van der Blieke, Rachel Bentley, Nick Riches, Mark Brocklehurst, of course, because of course we'll come to the ambassadorial thing later on. Regional event support ambassadoring. Gary Parr. Who's Gary Parr? Anyone know Gary Parr? Do you know Gary Parr?
No, don't know Gary Parr. No.
Unusual, random strangers.
He's very north from here.
Yes, he's joined the video randomly. He must have accidentally stumbled upon us online.
He went so north, he had to change his parkrun.
Yeah, because Peterborough. I mean, the thing with Cambridge and Peterborough always meant to me, growing up in Hatfield, it was the end of the line from that line, King's Cross through Hatfield to Peterborough and Cambridge. Those two places, to me, always were train station destinations to me. It's really weird in that sense. And now, of course, they're parkrun destinations. Catherine Irison. Oh, hello, you're new. Hello, Danny. Hello, David, fellow Huntingdon core team member here. Missing our parkrun beginning with H. Yes, parkrun beginning with H, of course, is not with me now reference. It is a free weekly time reference. Getting mentioned.
Did you swear, Danny?
No, free weekly time's allowed to mention it. Absolutely, we're all in it together. And I do apologise for doing this because I'm sweating, so I have to have some tissue to stop me from glistening with all the new lighting that's on me. I've got a lamp lighting me up as well. It's like being in a TV studio and the lights. But yeah, the parkrun that begins with H, the equivalent of She Who Must Not Be Named. Basically, not allowed to mention Huntingdon on free weekly time. Is that right? Because you get so many mentions. Is that true? Is that fair to say?
Well, we haven't had mention for a while, so we have to try and do something about it.
Well, you've been banned. You shot yourself in the foot by getting too many mentions early on. It's a marathon.
Possibly, yeah. Perhaps we ought to try and get a mention on the weekly quiz.
Yes. Well, we don't get very much mentioned on With Me Now. What's happening with that? Are you favouring? I mean, you're a big fan of us, but we need to get some more.
Yeah, absolutely. I listen to you every week and we run.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hello, Catherine Irison from Huntingdon. Hello to Huntingdon people if you're watching this. Hello, Stephen Ferguson. Familiar person? Is he familiar? Is he up your way?
Well, actually, Stephen Ferguson should know about that word I mentioned. Mayor Ferguson.
Extreme dislike of beards. Anita Platt. There you go. Stephen Ferguson up the Riverside Runners. And of course, hello, Dr. David. Yeah, there you go. The bearded attention seeker. So was that particularly done for him, Lee Rotondo, fear of beards? Was that done for the sake? Did you know that Stephen was going to watch? Is that why you said it? Or was it random?
Stephen always watches. It's a guarantee, isn't it? He's always looking for attention.
Absolutely, he's got it today. And I'm loving your scruff. Your scruff is coming on as well.
Yeah. Corona beard.
Corona beard, turning the head upside down like I. More hair here, even though we would like it to be up here. Absolutely. Right, so I can't catch you out of the athlete ID number. And before you came on, before you came on today, go out and about. What were you up?
I'm just losing you slightly, but
oh, the internet connection is unstable. Oh, please don't go. Internet connection is unstable. Can you hear me again now? Am I all okay?
Yeah.
Oh, we've done so well with the internet connection up until now. Please don't go. So I'll ask the question again. Sorry, I thought you couldn't hear me, and I thought, oh God, and then internet connections come up. Hold, please hold. Sorry, I'll ask the question again. What have you been up to this morning? So you said back in time, and you were back. So
I've been out touring local post boxes.
How many did you get? How many?
23.
Did you get any special rare ones? Were they all a cipher? No?
No, when I whizzed by, all I could see, they were all Elizabeth II's.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yep.
Different and interesting. Okay, so it must be a lot of new builds and streets where you are. I have an interesting fact about some post boxes I put in the pod for next week. I thought it was very interesting. And I won't spoil it now, but I was telling Bev, and it's like, oh, it's very exciting, but I'll hold on to that. So the post box love is still going. It's very much still rolling and ongoing. Now, you are a 355-time parkrunner. So your parkrun birthday, do you know that? Can I catch you out with that? When did you start your parkrunning?
2010, December. I can't remember the date, probably 7th?
Nearby, 12th of December. 12th
oh, okay.
2010. So you'll be coming up to your 10th anniversary, and you started at Cambridge back then. So that was a good time to start. Are you a fan of the Wilson Index? If I'm not mistaken, you've done 78 tourisms, but some of your choicing has been picked out because of the Wilson Index. Have we infected you with the Wilson Index?
Yeah, I might have been persuaded to go to a particular park run. I still haven't done, I think, number 10. I think Wilson Index about 9 at the moment. But I think if I can get the 10 knocked off, then on Sunday I'm right up to 15 or 16. But no,
Okay.
I don't care about the Wilson Index at all. I'm not really interested in it. No.
We haven't affected it. It's not affected your choices.
Not in the slightest. Just coincidence.
Okay. Absolutely. I believe you. I absolutely 100% believe you. Just as much as I believe the fact that you don't tell you do tell everybody, hang on, that you don't tell everybody in the park about park running and GP surgery. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, same thing.
You, of course, ambassador. I'm spoiling everybody with the amount of ambassadors that we're having on, because you guys are so ingrained. I love having you on. It's lovely to hear from you guys, because you do your stuff in the background without a lot of trump and fanfare. And I love to give you guys platforms because I appreciate you guys. I have a existing relationship with you guys built up over 10, 8 years, 4 years, whatever it is. And so, of course, being a passionate tourist, be it an employee for a stage, and of course, being on a parkrun platform to be able to speak to you guys, you are a regional event support ambassador. So like Kerry, you are somebody that oversees a bunch of events. So would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
So, I mean, I suppose I fell into being an ambassador simply because HQ needed someone local with a bit of HR history to it, as we had some issues with some park runs. And so I went along with Jazz and with Joe and sort of fell into it, I suppose. And as I've been in it quite a while, gradually it's expanded more and more. And I now look after everything up to Bakewell, down to Kettering. Then if you go across to Rugby, all the way across to Skegness.
So basically, you have a lot of park runs, including Bakewell. Therefore, you're a tart. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really tenuous joke. Park run tart. Really.
No, that's fine. No, I'm very happy being called a tart. I've been called many things in my life, and a tart is not bad.
Okay.
And so gradually realised that actually the area was too big, and I needed some help. And so I managed to find a event ambassador, someone called Gordon Pearson, and between the two of us, we look after the whole of the East Midlands. So we shall split it up in half. I look after the west half, and he looks after the east half.
Yeah, and regional event support ambassadors. So of course we can mention a few like John Wheatley and of course Mark Brocklehurst. Then you have Dave Williams, and then there is. I'm sorry for everybody I'm forgetting, as well as yourself and Carrie French and so forth. But you had a meeting. I'm not going to ask what the meeting was about yesterday, but you have meetings collectively with HQ every now and then as well, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, our meeting last night was basically just to talk to us about what is happening in parkrun, what the future is. And just to let us air our thoughts. And it's great to be able to do that. I mean, I don't think there's anything particularly that people don't know about. You know, HQ are desperate for parkrun to get back and running again, but they want it running, and they want it running safely. And they don't want to have to close down again. So they're only going to open up when it's absolutely safe to open up. And unfortunately, this could be quite a while away. And I think we just all have to expect that we're not going to be the first people up and running in the park. We're going to be the second or third. And they want it to be safe. That's the most important thing of all. And at the moment, a collection of people for doing anything is not safe. So I think we all have to assume it's going to be quite a long way off until we can start doing our park run again. Which isn't really what we want to hear, but I think it's the safe thing for everyone. Yeah. And obviously, with my medical hat on, I completely understand. And I think the other thing is they want everyone to open up. They just don't want one or two opening up in UK. They want everyone to do it, which I think is the right thing to do.
Absolutely. I was about to say your medical hat on as well. So you're seeing both sides of the story from the parkrun side of things, as well as firsthand all the medical effects and the understanding of that. And as you say, I agree with you. I mean, I think in this week's pod, we did mention that, we're going to be a country that's behind others. At the same point, we were one of the last to close. So, of course, there's going to be maybe an element of entitlement from some people saying, oh, we're missing out. You're not really. You're not missing out on anything. It's better to miss out in a couple of weeks of parkrun. It is the risk of the lives of other people. And then you also have, I think it's, like you say, with the big events, you don't want them to say, right, Bushy, you can't happen, but these small events can, because you know what's going to happen. Everybody's going to go and pile in and overrun them. So, yeah, it's a sensible approach, and we just have to be absolutely 100% patient. And of course, yourself, an advocate of medical and mental and physical health and well-being, you understand it entirely. So when we look to professionals like yourselves, as opposed to experts on, say, social media, I'm going to tend to veer towards your opinion on these sort of things. I don't know why it is. I mean, I don't know what it is about somebody who's obviously, they did a bit of a Google online, but they obviously think they know a bit more than yourself, who's been in the medical profession for quite a large proportion of your life. So I don't know who to favour regarding the opinion on these matters. I just can't make my mind up for myself.
Keep an open mind, Danny.
Yeah, keep an open mind.
That's the important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Right then. So of course, Cambridge is where you started, but your home parkrun is Huntingdon Park.
Yep.
And you've been an RD there how many times? See if I can catch you. I want to catch you out statistically today. I want to catch.
How many times have I been an RD at Huntingdon?
Random question that I would be surprised if you knew, because I wouldn't.
26.
No, 40.
40. Hey!
Yeah, 40 times as an RD there. And you are obviously regular there. You volunteered, obviously, Cambridge early days, Jubilee Juniors. Of course, involving yourself in the junior parkrun as well. So again, the experience, and this is what we're saying about the ambassadors, you do your volunteer counts as well as your ambassadoring in the free time. Your range and knowledge and experience and your tourism, like Kerry as well, is just so vast. You bring so much to the table regarding it and understanding of the process.
It's a nice 20-mile run to Jubilee Juniors.
We will come to the endurance thing and your love for endurance as well. So of course, what bugs me a lot about people like yourself is that you're really intelligent because you're a GP and you're really fit and healthy and active, and it's unfair and you can do these amazing things, and I'm very jealous, and I just can't cope with it. I can't deal with this fact that you're so good at all this.
Okay, bye, Danny. I'm off there.
So I will promise to come back to the ultra endurance stuff, like the 20 miles off the drop of a hat, and of course your biking. We'll come to that in a second. So statistically, again, we're talking about volunteering side of things, 272 volunteering counts. So that's over 5 years. It's 5.5 years worth of volunteering, as well as 460 tasks. Like I say, it's just, I mean, I love having you guys on, because I say you bring a breadth and depth of knowledge of it all. So ultra endurance, tell us a little bit about that. So of course, you do love your park running, you love your little short things, but you like your long stuff too.
So let me take you back to 2010. I had been running marathons for quite a few years. I've always been a runner ever since school and cross country and stuff like that. And I was working in Thomas's Hospital in London, and this race finished over the bridge, Westminster Bridge. And on one Sunday morning, I looked out and saw this finishing line and thought, wow, I'm sure I can do that. So in 1991, I did London Marathon, and then promised I'd never, ever do a marathon ever again. And of course, a few years later, I thought it really can't be that bad. And then gradually, I did more and more marathons. And in 2010, being part of a running club, they said, why don't you do this 5K? It's in Cambridge. And I thought, what on earth does an endurance athlete want to do 5K for? Well, eventually, I think I registered sort of autumn time, took 2 or 3 months, and then eventually went to Cambridge and did the 5K, thinking 5K, you can sprint around 5K, can't you? It's dead simple. And of course, you do the first K and you think, hang on, and do the second K, you think, oh my God, and then suddenly you find actually 5K is much harder than you think. And that's the thing I thought, well, hang on, perhaps I ought to come back and try this again. I had 2 small children and thought, couldn't get every Saturday off, but eventually persuaded my wife that I needed another Saturday morning to go and drive an hour to do a 20-minute run. I mean, that's just bonkers. But anyway, I did do it. Nice. And I got down to, it's just right in the middle of December, back in 2010, and it was cancelled. And I thought, what? It was cancelled because it was freezing cold, there was ice everywhere, and Heidi, who was the The ED there said, very sorry, it's not safe for 100 people because there are only 100 people in those days at Cambridge to go and run round. I was furious. I come all this way and you're stopping me from doing the time trial, because that's the way I looked at it at that time.
Yeah.
And talked to Heidi, and Heidi said, well, actually, this is the reason why. This is how we have to do it. This is how we have to set up. And I suddenly thought, well, that's interesting. And that sort of sparked off my interest in, okay, this isn't just a 5K, this is more stuff. And that's when she said, well, we actually need someone to help sort out the car park because it's a shambles. Everyone's parking willy-nilly. It's a good word for you. And so I was in charge of the car park, managed to get people sorted out and parking because it was getting a bit more congested, and then gradually got sucked in to parkrun. And then it was actually Susie Hall who said, look, this is stupid. Why are you all coming down the A14 to come down to Cambridge? Why don't we have one in Huntingdon? And she said, well, I need a group of people together. Are you interested? I said, yeah, I'm in. And so we set up Huntingdon Parkrun.
Okay, and the rest is history, really. And of course, then you've just been so greatly involved. You just mentioned going down which road is that?
A14.
Now, would you care to tell us, I like these little anecdotes. Do you remember you and I took a sojourn down?
Yes.
So do you remember that? Do you remember what happened?
Oh, we went to Wimpole, didn't we? And we went the wrong way down the A14. And we had a bit of, I think, parkrun panic.
Yes, we did. So I had a look to make sure the date. I went to think, oh goodness, I remember it like it was yesterday. So it was 28th of February 2015. So over 5 years ago. So
to be honest, you were staying in Cambridge, weren't you? But you weren't staying in Cambridge.
No,
you were a long way out of Cambridge. And that's the bit that fooled me.
Yeah. So we were meeting with Alzheimer's Research UK, staff people at the time. So of course we were then going to go to Wimpole Estate. And then of course you offered us your chauffeur services. Yeah. And you took me and Russ Jeffries, who was just getting involved a lot more into parkrun at the time. And you thought, yeah, I'll drive you there. And then we're chatting away, and realised that we were going the wrong way down the road.
And why was that? Was it because I was losing interest, or because I was trying to engage with you because you were talking too much?
The former. I never talk too much. And so I'm nattering away, completely distracted you, as I do to a lot of people in the car. And then I think we were near Gunpowder. We weren't far from London.
No, we went to, that's the trouble with the A14 there. You have to go an awfully long way down, all the way to Stansted, to turn around, to go all the way up to Wimpole. Yeah. Well, hang on. Did we get there in time?
Yes, we did. Signs of Waltham Abbey, I think we thought, and then we panicked, turned around. Yeah, we did. We got there in time because you travelled at the speed limit all the way back, and we arrived in the car park with plenty of time. And that morning, I wasn't very well either. I was really ill. I was really ill, and I remember it. So I had a bad run, and I wasn't in a great mood. And PSH was there, and it was a big extravaganza because, of course, you had the staff people there and Alzheimer's Research, and it had the special vests that were being done, and I didn't get to experience the beauty of Wimpole properly because, of course, it just wasn't feeling particularly hot. And another thing is really weird. I remember about that. That was the very same weekend, the time of the black and blue dress. Do you remember that? It's like, what colour is it? Gold or white? Is it black and blue? That was that weekend. So I remember showing it to Helen Hood and others, saying, "What do you see?" And then other people, they're literally like 50% were giving different answers. Yeah. You're like, oh my goodness. So that, I remember that weekend so well. But yeah, so thank you very much for that little chauffeur journey, first thing in the morning, but we did get there all on time.
It was one of many though. I chauffeured you before.
I just thought I'd bring it up. Yes, you did. You at Peterborough. You picked me and Rosemary. Yeah. Rosemary up. You got us on the station, took us over to Peterborough. Oh, I remember. You know, I have a very nerdy Ferrari type brain regarding these sort of things. Yes, you did. You gave us
that fast.
Well, my mouth tries to keep up with the Ferrari-ness that goes on in the synapses. Absolutely. So anyway, so thank you very much for joining me in the trip down memory lane. So ultra endurance stuff. So yes, you were grossly involved, Cambridge, Huntingdon, and everything else. But you just, again, don't just do the short stuff. You do big cycles, big marathons, and everything else. You love it. Is that fair to say?
So I suppose, like any marathoner, once you've done lots of them, you get a bit bored of marathons and you start looking at other things. And at that time, my son was into triathlons. And so I joined him down the triathlon route, and we did quite a few Ironman and 70.3s, which was quite fun, but he was so much quicker than me. And every time we did it, he got quicker and quicker and quicker. And I got older and older and older and slower and slower. And so then we are looking at a new challenge, and my daughter suddenly said, I've got a Christmas present for you, Dad. And it was an entry into a race. I thought, fantastic, that's good. Let's go and do this race. And she said, well, just look at it. And I said, oh yeah, it's from Fulham down to Marlow. That's fine. And she said,
okay,
hang on, I've just looked to see how far that is.
Yeah.
And I said, is that 10K? No, there's a naught missing. That's 100K.
Fulham to Marlow?
Yes.
As in along the river from London out west?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
And so she said,
not 10K, but any stretch.
No, definitely not 10K. This is 100K.
Yeah.
So she said, well, we're doing this together, you and me. I said, yes, okay, Alice. We have done a couple of marathons together. But this is something completely out of the ordinary. And he said, well, no, it'd be fun. We can do it together. And then that's my daughter's boyfriend, said, oh, I'll do it as well. And then my son said, oh, I'll do it. So all four of us did the 100K. And it took us, yes, all day. It's one of those races where you set off first thing in the morning with a head torch on, because you're going to be out there when it's dark.
Okay.
And at the end of it, my daughter said, wow, that was fantastic. My son said, that's it, never, ever again. And my daughter's boyfriend also said, no, never again either.
Right. Okay.
But Alice and I said, no, we can carry on doing these. So yes, we've carried on doing them. And we agreed that this year would be a big year, and we're going to go and do we're going to do the 90K down in Comrades. So that was our big thing.
Right.
In fact,
was it a special occasion or anything? Was it a birthday celebration? Just wanted to do it this year?
Well, she was going to get married as well.
I thought it was going to be lots of big occasions going on and a big celebration.
Yes, yeah. So this year, lots of things were going to happen. Comrades, her marriage, etc., etc. And of course, due to exceptional circumstances, things have all changed. So
it's almost like we don't want to say it now, do we? It's like we repeat the word so much. It's like don't want to mention the thing anymore. Yeah, we all know what we're talking about without having to say it. So synonymous.
So no, we're not doing Comrades this year. So we'll have to wait and see whether we're going to do it next year or not. And of course, quite a few other people are going to do it as well.
Fingers crossed for you. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, intelligent, active, his family's involved in all the activity, does the activity with you. Why did I bring you on? I'm just going to come away resenting you even more with jealousy. So yeah, I mean, the family are massively involved because of course, yeah, I mean, just across the board, so greatly involved and loving it too. So it's, again, another element of your life.
So my daughter's an RD in Ashton Court.
Okay, see, there you go. So it's
a doctor,
and ingrained, and a doctor. Okay, fine. Yeah. I've got a cat who's snoozing on the floor like she's melting. So that's something I can sort of.
I've got a dog that's barking his head off outside.
Brilliant. Right, so it's coming up to half an hour. I always try to keep it around the half hour. Sometimes you spill over a little bit, but in the interim, while we're chatting away, I forget to look at the comments. But what we have been doing, I like your words, learning a word to see if you can come up with a word thing, because it keeps people busy doing a bit of research. Was it pognophobia? Is that right?
Pognophobia. P-O-G-O-N-O-phobia.
Every day is a school day, apart from today, but maybe June the 1st and the arbitrary date that the government has set. So before we go, Pictionary, or two things before we go. So do you have a pen and paper handy? Because of course you've been watching the videos. You know that we do Pictionary. Hopefully you've got an event in your head. So if you can start to describe that, I'll then dive into the comments. But just before we begin, thank you for my Baileys, because the last time we met each other, we were at Brixworth Country Park Run, and you very kindly gave me a bottle of Baileys, because of course that was the weekend that my granddad was very ill and eventually passed away. So that gesture wasn't to do with the granddad, you didn't know at the time, but it was just really lovely that you gave me that gift. So I wanted to say thank you publicly.
No problem.
Giving it to me, and that bottle went very, very quickly, may I say. But thank you once again for giving me that. I really, truly appreciate it at the time. It lifted my spirits a little bit, if you excuse the pun, on the spirit front. Anyway, so yes, if you would like to get on with your little bit of drawing, and then are you a good artist? Don't tell me you're going to be like some fantastic artist as well. Is that right?
No.
No.
I don't suppose you've seen this mug, have you, Danny?
I've got one of these with my athlete ID number on, A482.
If I turned around the other way.
That's a treat.
Does that remind you of anyone?
It's a tree on the. It's a tree on a hill, but it's is it a particular tree? It looks like a bit like the parkrun logo.
Yes, it looks like a grumpy parkrun person.
Grumpy Park or me. Did you find that randomly? Was it in some random place on holiday somewhere?
My daughter gave it to me.
Did she make it? Don't tell me she made it. Yeah, don't tell me she made it too.
No.
No, okay, fair enough. Right, so on you go with your Pictionary for us while I go and have a look at have a peek at the comments, and then let's have a sneak. So how are we getting on? Lots of people chatting away. Lucy Maris.
So the clue for my parkrun Pictionary is where I last ran a parkrun with Kerry.
Okay then. So Kerry will be able to get this. Gary Parr says, ask about your juniors warm-up. What does that mean?
Enthusiastic.
Okay, I don't know how to take that. Clarity, context, I should just leave it to
I just often end up doing the warm-up. My wife is one of the RDs there, and they like my warm-up because I throw everything into it. And I'm absolutely exhausted afterwards, particularly if I've run there.
I wish I could do that. I can barely bend over to touch the floor. And Emma Shaw says, what have you got on your bespoke apricot, please?
Do you want to see my left nipple?
I'd love to see your left nipple, please. Virtual parkrun. If you can't see that, it says virtual parkrun. So there you go. So you've got one of those two. And let's have a look. Lucy Maris is saying, hello, lockdown challenge for Stephen Ferguson. Martin Kaplan, busy day today, almost missed out. People are already guessing. It's Perry Hall. It's not Perry Hall, Emma Shaw.
No, not this week. Okay, are you ready for it?
Have you done it already?
Yeah.
So I'm scrolling through the comments, and I thought I'd give you a bit more time. Fire away. Show us your wares. Show us your goods. Hilly fields. Have you done hilly fields? Have you? So it's a bunch of trees on some hills. Is that right? No, I know what it. Sorry, I can see the sort of honeycomb structure. The what do you call them? Hexagons? Are they hexagons?
Yep.
Yeah, they are hexagons. Is that right? Okay, I know where it is. Oh, you did it with Kerry, did you? Oh, fancy pants.
Well, we did the marathon afterwards.
Okay. Well, there's a 20-second delay, so we have to give it a few seconds for people to guess. Lee Rotondo, Parramatta, Eden Project, says Beverly Gow. There you go. Eden Project. I'd like to go and do that one. It starts off downhill, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Eden
Very downhill.
Everyone's guessing Eden Project. Congratulations, guys. Well done. Nice one. Thank you very much. Right. Is there anything else you want to say? Anybody else you want to give a shout out to before we go?
I was just going to show you my favourite parkrun picture.
I thought you were going to say show me your right nipple, but yeah, favourite parkrun picture. Go ahead.
How could?
You've only given us one nipple. I need to see two. Oh, is that all the fam?
So this is my 250.
Yep.
This is my daughter's 100 and my wife's 50.
Yep. Yeah. So
you're all at Huntingdon.
Yeah, underlined it. Absolutely. And I've been to Huntingdon. I had a lovely time. It was in the middle of the hiatus on the pods. Is that why? Yeah, you favour the other pod because basically you haven't forgiven me for not doing a profile of Huntingdon in the middle of the two.
Yeah, you can take it like that if you like.
Okay. But I loved it being at Huntingdon. I was made to feel so warm and welcome. Of course, that's why your family loves it. What a fantastic photograph as well. Beautiful photograph. An amazing time. And I've forgotten the chap's name on the corner. Is it Tony, who's a very happy, the first person on the first corner? What's his name? Henry, that's the one. Henry's corner. Yeah.
Henry's corner.
That's the one. Yeah, I remember it. I remember it very well. Brilliant. Well, I'll let you go and do another 50 miles, 60 miles randomly, or whatever it is you want to be getting up to. Are you busy? Are you keeping busy in this period?
So as GPs, I mean, everything has completely changed, as I'm sure you're probably aware. We used to do perhaps 80% face-to-face consultations, and with the coronavirus, that's been turned upside down, and now we're doing probably only about 10% face-to-face. An awful lot of online, and one of the things is I can do online from home or from the surgery and speak to people, and so we're doing an awful lot either on the phone or with video consultations. So it has changed general practice completely differently.
Well, it may change the dynamic because they've been pushing on that for a while, haven't they, to have that as an option?
It's been something which has been developing for many years, and it's been difficult to try and change that because people like a certain way of doing their GP practice, and now suddenly we've moved into this new world, and of course, like all things in general practice, we've taken this on in big time. And I think it works really well for the majority of things, I have to say.
Yeah.
Not everything, but patients love it because, you know, I can phone them up wherever they are and have a chat to them. And if necessary, then we can do a video consultation and have a look at whatever it is they want to show me, and we can deal with it that way. But I think the important thing actually is continuity, and it depends very much on whether you know your patients for it to work particularly well.
Yeah, necessity dictates the fact you've had to do this, but like you say, it's but it is, if it wasn't for this in this particular period, how do we imagine this, say 20 years ago, 15 years ago?
Yeah,
who knows? There would have been people that potentially wouldn't have been able to reach out. And again, my concern, and I expect yours too, is the people who are having health conditions that are frightened to go and then be seen to because of course of the whole COVID thing going on. So before we go then, can I show you, I've got a massive spot on my bum. Can I show you that? Is that
absolutely right? I think it's very important to share that with everyone, please. and honestly, don't feel shy because I've seen it all before.
This is very true. There's nothing I can do to embarrass you. I'd embarrass myself. I would just like to point out I don't have a massive spot on my bum. I don't think so anyway. And I think...
Well, not you're going to admit to it now.
Not now, no. It could be double bluffing, but I don't think our channel will be taken down off YouTube. I think we'll be banned off YouTube. So I want to make sure the channel stays online. So that's all good. Brilliant. Well, I've really loved chatting to you. I'm really loving these lunchtime chats. Thank you very much for giving me your time today.
Not at all.
All the very best.
See everyone. Bye-bye.
Great to see you. And take care of you family in Huntingdon.
We have to do the final bit, don't we?
You do indeed. There's, what's it called? You know these, you've got something else. You've got a prop.
No, I have to do it with my mug.
The grumpy mug. All right. Take care, everybody. And I'm going to hit end now. Bye.
Bye.